feel like anybody who's like high stress, high strung, or anything like that. I mean, you got to beat everybody to win a national title. So I think everybody's, ready to go, whether that competition's in the room or, across the country.
Is it a good competition?
I mean, iron sharpens iron. Having the best guys in the room is what you want. You want your toughest match to be in here and then to walk through the national tournament.
Have you gone with Keeter?
I've wrestled with him a little bit. He's obviously busy with football and stuff, but he's tough. He's gonna be a good wrestler for the Hawkeyes.
And you talk about iron sharpens iron. The people in here, how is he making you better?
He's a good feel. He's athletic. He's explosive. He's long. He's not a type of body that I've had in here for a while. So anytime I have the opportunity to, I love to wrestle with him.
How have you seen Drake Ayala grow?
Wrestling, and I think his body's healthier than it's ever been. I think he's in great shape. I think he's obviously got great partners in the room, that have graduated and are still on the team, and I think he's poised for some great wrestling.
Does the level of urgency go up for you knowing this is your last go around at this?
I mean, no, it's the same as it's always been. I mean, I want to compete at the highest level. I want to be prepared at the highest level. Yeah, it's my last year, but it's not really any that different than any past years.
What do you have to do better to get to where you want to be at the end?
I mean, everything. I mean, I've been putting in a lot of work this summer, obviously. I think I'm working my way there, and I think I'm the best I've ever been. But I just need to continue improving, and as the season goes on.
To write your own story. It's about you want to write your own narrative. You don't let it be up to anybody else, any external circumstances or any external opinions. Operate, but write your story. So the main message that I've heard that's really impacted me has been to write your story. My personality, I definitely beat to my own drum. I feel like I try to be the most me I can be, and I'm sure if anybody does that, they're going to be a unique individual. So how that applies to my wrestling, I mean, my wrestling style is also unique. It's not one thing or another. It's not just strength or speed. It's all of it together, and I think that it's pretty well balanced. And ultimately, though, the number one thing that I could say about my wrestling is my persistence, and that applies to my personality as well.
You kind of had I wouldn't say share the spotlight, but you and Spencer were kind of spanned together. I think people are kind of you're going to be. Is that a fun role for you?
Oh, it's absolutely a fun role. I enjoy putting on a show. There's a big part in wrestling that needs to grow, and part of putting on a show is my part that I can put into growing this sport.
Now, there's been some uncertainty with the team leading up. How has the group as a whole really kind of handled, some of the uncertainty that surrounds the beginning of the season?
Just really having a positive perspective on the whole thing, and understanding that it is what it is at the end of the day, but you have to take the next step forward and keep moving on and keep pushing to where we want to be, and that's at the top.
Yeah. So.
Could you be more specific of what the ups and downs were?
Yeah, it's just with everything wrestling. I mean, you get nicked up. It's a tough sport. You have tough practices. You get your butt kicked in the room. In a room like this, or you get to take a lot of beatings. So, I mean, it was good for me to learn. And then obviously I had some ups. I had some good opens. I wrestled at too, and I got to travel around with some coaches and some of the other red shirts and whatnot, and got to experience some of those opens, and that was good too.
What you learn about yourself in the process?
It's a tough question. I mean, I learned a lot about just what makes me tick, really, and I had to get back to that. Sometimes you get away of everything starts moving so quick, right, that you forget to go back to how you grew up and what made you tick when you were younger. And I think I've been doing that a lot more recently, and just having fun with it. So.
Drake, there's a lot of new faces on this team. A lot of
Yeah.
we don't know if they're going to be here or not.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you have to be more of a leader?
Rephrase that real quick.
Because since you do have a lot of experience, you did have experience.
Yeah.
And now we have so many new people coming in here. We don't know about some if they're even going to be back, that type of thing.
Yeah.
What does it change your role at all?
I don't think it changes my role. I think I got to do my job every day, regardless of what's going on with other people, you know. And so I just got to keep staying the course, getting better each and every day, and just leading by example.
Is it tough to be on the sideline watching your team compete?
Yeah, it's super tough. That's an underrated thing as a redshirt. You know, you got to watch your team compete and just like you're like, dang, I could really contribute here, but you can't really because you're a redshirt and whatnot. Those new rules with the matches and whatnot are awesome. Unfortunately, it didn't pertain to me last year, only freshman, but it's an awesome rule.
Does it help to have a Fort Dodge teammate in Brody Teske?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have him here. I mean, we grew up together, so just continuing to do what we do.
How do you feel physically?
I feel great. I feel I'm healthy, I'm ready to go. My weight's getting good and in check, and I'm feeling good, ready to go.
Just different experience. I mean, when you come to a new program like this, an established program like this, there's, I mean, different training, different techniques, a lot of different things that I'm looking to, you know, help build who I am, but not completely change who I am. So, you know, bringing what's worked for me at NDSU and, you know, adding on here and there with world level coaching and practice partners.
Caliendo came down here with you. Did that help?
Yeah, I mean, it's big adjustment for sure, but I mean, we lived together and just we were together 2 years at NDSU, so being able to kind of build that relationship and made it a little bit easier of a transition here.
Had Tom recruited you back in high school or anything? Did you know, where would that connection start?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely watched me back in high school, but I never took an official visit here back in high school.
Compare the fan bases. NDSU has a fanatical fan base, of course, but have you figured out the fan base yet here?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows, you know, Iowa wrestling and just passionate fans for every sport here. So I'm excited to be able to, you know, wrestle in front of a crowd like that I've never really had something like that. So
You are a returning All-American. It seems like this program really needs a returning All-American because they don't know what's going to happen with some other guys. Can you talk about maybe you're going to have to be more of a leader than maybe you expected?
Yeah, I mean, when I came here, I expected to be a leader, just holding myself to that standard. That was a big thing for me back in my old school, was not only being a leader, you know, on the mat and doing well, but being a leader, you know, outside of it, off the mat. So when I came here, I knew one of my duties was going to be to help lead this team through, you know, experience and hopefully get, you know, show guys that how hard I work and the way I approach the sport is kind of how it's worked for me, and I think a lot of guys can find success following that path.
Just from NDSU to here, just talk about how exciting it is, I guess, just to be a Hawkeye.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to be here. I got a lot of great partners, and you know, just excited to improve. I got great coaches behind me, so it's gonna be a journey.
And what's it been since you've been here? I guess what's been the impression of just being around the team this season? What have you learned just quickly in the short time?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of technique for the coaches to give me, and everyone's a hard worker. Everyone's out here to scrap, and you know, I think it's a good environment to be around.
And obviously, you transfer in with a teammate. Well, did you guys have conversations a little bit, or what was that kind of situation like?
Yeah, that was kind of the plan. I went to North Dakota State because of Jared Franek, so I went in thinking he was going to be my training partner for the rest of his career. So when we found out our coach left, that was kind of our plan, was to go somewhere together.
On the team, that they're, you know, big opportunities, and every guy, something that Coach Barnes reminds us of every day, that everybody needs to be ready, no matter what duel, whether we're wrestling Penn State or Cal Baptist, it doesn't matter. You know, everyone needs to be ready, everyone needs to be on weight, everyone needs to be on their A game, all of that, you know. So he constantly reminds us of that. You know, I truly and definitely do believe that to the heart. So
anyone else? What's been the biggest transition since you know, working out here? You know, you've been at a high level anyway, but there's got to be some type of transition.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, the big thing has just been time management, honestly. You know, just finding time to recover, you know, after a hard practice, finding time to do schoolwork, finding time just to, you know, just be a kid at the end of the day, you know, a freshman in high school, you know, social life, just fitting in all those aspects of, you know, what comes with being a high-level college athlete, a student athlete, I should say. You know, it's just you don't really think, you know, that they really matter that much. But when you're here and you're actually doing it on a daily basis, you realize how much and how important that is, you know, to your overall well-being as a human being and your success as an athlete as well. So I definitely think that's been the biggest transition for me since being here.
For one thing, your teammate Ben from high school, obviously he's balling out right now.